Beautiful, beautiful Monday. Beautiful Monday. So I figured why not, why not come on and share a little bit, share a couple stories, you know, about moms, you know, without mothers, where would we be? And I'm thankful and grateful that the mothers of my kids are healthy and great. You know, kids are great. So I thank God for them. But, you know, and it's good to walk too. You know, I haven't been, bird pooped on me. they say, people say, people say it's good luck. People say it's good luck, but I don't know how true that is. I don't know how true that is, you know. I would beg to differ. I would beg to differ because I don't know, you know. But anyway, you know, I'll wait for a little bit to have some guests. You know, I'm just walking around Walmart, at local Walmart. You know, not doing any shopping, just walking. And I had that picture. That picture that I posted, the thumbnail is a picture, an old picture, obviously, of my mom. So I just want to, it's good to give people their flowers while they're here, you know, and I'll show it to her later on down the line, maybe on Mother's Day, or maybe sooner. I don't know, but show it to her. 'Cause you gotta let them know, let your mom know, let your mothers know that they are appreciated, because a lot of things you see, a lot of things you don't see, a lot of sacrifices they make, a lot of things they do for you, they'll never tell you and you'll never see. But once you get older and you realize certain things, then you know that, hey, mom did this or dad did this, and then they may be here around for you to tell them these things, or they may not be here for you to tell them. But regardless, you realize that the sacrifices they made were all for you growing up. So, like I said, thank God for the mothers. Thank God for the mom. I don't know. Well, yeah, I don't know. I don't know where I would be. I don't know where I would be without, my mom. I don't know where I'll be without my mom. The struggle she made, and I'm sure some of you probably feel the same way. Where would you be without your mother? Where would you be? If you got any stories you want to share, put them down in the box. But I just figured today was a nice day. It was on my heart to come on here and say, and I do this live and talk about the moms. If I could, hola, ¿cómo estás? Hola, ¿cómo estás? But yeah, I remember when I was growing up, right? When I was growing up, and a lot of times your parents give you certain advice. They give you advice and you don't want to hear it, right? And so I remember as a kid, right? My cousin, it was Christmas time, and one of my older cousins, he came by on Christmas, and he had a scooter. He had a scooter, right? And so I told my mom, because I said, can I ride it? Hey, what's up? I said, cuz, can I ride it? He said, yeah, you can ride it. So I got on it, and I went, everybody I knew pretty much. I rode around everybody, like within the vicinity, not too far apart, but within the area where we lived at. I rode around on the scooter and visited everybody on the scooter and told everybody I was getting one, right? And so I asked my mom, I said, Mom, can I get a scooter? And she was like, no, you're gonna hurt yourself on one of them scooters. You gonna hurt yourself on one of them scooters. And they're like, nah. I was like, nah, I'll be all right. And she was like, no. She was like, no, I'm gonna get one, right? And so, and so, and so, when I got old enough, when I got grown, I ended up buying, one of my own. And guess what? You see this right here? Y'all see that right there? I was coming from, I was coming from a friend's house. I was coming from. Do I want money? No, I don't want no money. I don't want no money. But yeah, I was coming from a friend's house, right? And and somebody pulled in front of me. Somebody pulled in front of me. Somebody pulled in front of me, and I ended up wrecking the scooter that I had just got. I had it for, I don't know how long I had. I had it a couple months. I had it a couple months before I wrecked it, but needs to say that I wrecked it. And when I wrecked it, I told my mom about it, and she was like, "Yeah, I told you. I told you you need no. I told you you need no scooter." And so that's just one of the stories. One of the stories, because a lot of times people tell you stuff, regardless of who it is, whether it's your mother, your father, grandparents, whoever it is, they give you certain advice. They give you certain advice about certain things, and sometimes you gotta bump your head on your own, and that's cool. That's cool. Somebody standing there. That's nice. That's nice. But yeah, that's cool. That's great. That's great. But like I say, I had to come home. It was on my heart to do. And regardless of what you do, as a come on, yeah. But yeah, regardless of what you do, you can never repay. And I saw Charleston White. Charleston White, I want to address that too. Charleston White, right? Charleston White is funny. I know he's a comedian and everything. He's funny. He tells his little jokes and everything. But he said something. He said that the parents, you don't owe your parents nothing. And I say I agree with that. I agree with that. When it comes to children and their fathers, I agree with that. But when it comes to the children and their mothers, I disagree with that, because you owe your mama everything. Everything. You owe her everything. And so if you don't give it to her, that's a problem. Sometimes you may not have the time to. Sometimes you may not have the time to. Sometimes you may not have the time to. Sometimes you may not have the energy to. But regardless of all of that, I feel you owe your mom everything that you can do for her while she's here. Don't wait till she's gone and say, "Oh, I live in regret," and say, "Oh, I wish I had done this. I wish I had done that." No, do it while you can. Do it while you have the strength to, and while you're able to. So, yeah, I was just thinking about mothers, thinking about moms. God bless them. Like I say, hi. Okay, hola. I said, okay, yeah. I don't know who this guy top edit. Somebody, do I want money? I look like I need money. Probably do. What's called say I look homeless. But yeah, I'm gonna get it done one of these days. I'm gonna get it done one of these days. But yeah, no big deal. But you know what I'm saying, like. But besides that, it's a beautiful South Florida day. Turn the camera around. I'm actually at Walmart. I'm going back to my car in a second. But I feel like it was a nice day, and then I started walking for a while, and I got hot. Temperature started getting me, so I said, let me turn around and let me sit down. Let me sit down before chocolate milk in the sun. That's funny. Oh, they going around. But yeah, it milk. Sometimes it milk. But I ain't want nothing much. I ain't cooking nothing today. And growing, I can go back to my grandmother too. My grandmother both of my grandmothers. It's a lot of times you can't pick up the phone. You can't pick up the phone. Like those are voices of reason. Voices of reason when you pick up the phone and call, and they got the soothing voice and like say, hey, ain't nothing wrong. Ain't nothing like when your grandma say, babe, what's wrong? I know something wrong. What's wrong with you? And you tell your grandma what's wrong when she talk to you, and you get a certain piece about you. And when they gone, when your grandparents gone, grandmother, grandfather, when they gone, it seems like it's the strength of the family is gone. But the thing about it is like they say, if enough seeds have been sown into the other family members, into the kids, then it'll go on. It'll go on, and those family members will become the elders of the family. But sometimes it don't work out like that because some of the family members haven't gotten the seed that was sown. So if they didn't get the seed that was sown, then it can't trickle down to the family members. So they can have it and they can spread it all over the family too. So picture, spouse in her 30s or 40s. So she was in her 30s or 40s in that picture. Because I know I was born, so I know she had to be in her 30s, at least 35, maybe 30, 35, in that range, But yeah, because that was here in South Florida. So that picture was taken here, so it had to be here in South Florida, because I know my dad was stationed in the military, so it wasn't taken then, and it was taken after that picture was taken after my brother was born. So yeah, I answered that question. I said hi, blah blah blah. Yeah, so I answered all those. So yeah, I'm just pretty much walking back to the car. Walking back to my car. I'm at Walmart. Let me see. I saw a Swift driver over here. I was gonna talk to him when I saw him, but let me see if he's back over here again, because he went inside and I was gonna catch him. A Swifty. Let me see if he's back over here before I head out. But I appreciate those that came on. I know it's not Mother's Day. But you don't need a day. You don't need a particular day to tell the mother in your life that you love her, you appreciate her. You're doing anything for her if you can, and just love on your mom. Love on your mom. Cause there's no guarantee. It's no guarantee. There's no guarantee. And the worst thing you can do, I don't want to be preachy. Because the only reason why I say what I'm saying right now, is because I see it all the time. I've seen it. I don't see it all the time, but I've seen it before. And a lot of times, you go to a funeral, and they all in tears. You all in tears about somebody you treated like shit when they were here. Don't treat them like shit when they're around, when they're alive. And then once they're gone, you want to cry. Does that make any sense? I'm just asking a question. A real life question. And some of y'all could be upset, but if a hit dog, say old people say, hit dog will holler. If you don't hit the dog, it won't holler. So, but yeah, I feel strongly about that. Like I say, I'm not a perfect son. And I ain't saying you got to be perfect. I'm saying, as a son or a daughter, do what you can, and that's it. But I ain't gonna be appreciating. Like I say, it's a beautiful day. You see the sun, you see me sweating, but I had to come on. I had to come on, but I decided to come on. Nothing wrong going live every now and I see people going live about all kind of crazy stuff. So I chose to come on and talk about something that's dear to my heart, something that I appreciate, and I hope she knows it. I'm sure she knows it. But I want to come on and share and say and talk a little bit about, a person that I care deeply about. So that's it. I hope y'all can understand. I hope y'all can appreciate that. You know what I mean? Because without without how you doing? Without mothers, what would us sons and daughters be? What type of life would we live? Where would we go? Mother's the strength of the family, you know. So I had to come on and say that before May. I know we're on April, but next month is May. Next month Mother's Day right around the corner. So I didn't want to wait. I want to come on and see what I had to say now, because that's how I'm feeling, you know. And ain't nothing wrong with that. If you don't like that, then I don't know what else to tell you. I really don't. I really don't. And no, I don't need top edit. Top edit. I don't know where you from. Top edit. But yeah. So regardless of what, at least I had a good walk. You know, it don't matter if you all agree or disagree. You know, most of the time when you do certain things, you have to do what's on your heart. You have to do what's on your heart, and regardless of whether people support it or not, or like it or not, as long as you do what's on your heart, you'll be all right. Because that was on your heart to do, and you feel like you should do it. So, damn people, because people are not gonna like everything you do. A lot of times they're gonna despise it, and that's when you know you're on the right track. When people despise what you do, most of the time you're on the right track. So keep doing it. You know. But nice. Oh, this is nice and cool. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna sit here for a minute. Oh shoot. Oh my goodness, this is nice. Let me sit down for a second. Oh, let me sit down for a second right here. Oh my goodness, this is nice. Nice cool shake. Oh shoot. Take these sand pearls off. See, back in the day when we were kids, let me show y'all. Back in the day when we were kids, I ain't gotta show you. Let me show you one of them. Back in the day when we were kids, right? We used to play football. You see that? Play football and stomp our feet in those and just run through the field and play. Now, let me get these off. Let me get these off, cause get these off. So I got them. See, there's another one right here. See that? Whoa. All right, that's good. So yeah. So I'm just sitting here in the shade now. Just sitting in the shade and stuff, relaxing. You know, and you know, do y'all believe in spanking kids? You think you should spank your kids? That's another thing too. I wanted to ask. You know, for all those parents, do you think you should spank your kid? If you're not on the live, and you see this video later on, please comment if you got it to this point and watch it. Do you think you should give your kids spankings? You think kids should get spankings nowadays? Because nowadays, you know, people don't believe in spanking their kids, and I kind of don't, you know, well, not kind of, I agree to a certain point, you know. But that's neither here nor there. Let me see. Because regardless of what you say, what kind of advice you give, and that's a problem too. Regardless of what kind of advice, I'm talking about me too. Let me start with me. Regardless of what kind of advice my mom gave me, for the most part, my dad too. For the most part, you know, I listen, but you know, I bumped my head a lot, and I regret it. But ain't no sense. You gotta deal with that. You gotta deal with that. You gotta deal with that. You know. But sometimes you'd be better off. Be better off if you listen. Cause I'm sure, I'm sure when you look at these athletes and these people, I'm sure there's a lot of things they want to do that they like, because greatness comes with a price. Great success comes with a price. So you're gonna have to like somebody, because you don't know, and you got somebody that's telling you certain things to do, and you don't want to do it, or you don't want to listen to what they're telling you. Then obviously you're not gonna get the success that you should get. So and that's where mothers come in, because regardless of fathers, fathers be like, well, and fathers be like, well, they ain't listen, so that's it. The mothers be like, no, that's my baby. that's my baby, and that's why I say, you gotta get a shout out to the mothers, because sometimes fathers be like, yeah, no, I try to tell them, especially with the sons, your sons, but you want them to be strong young men. And you tell them, say, hey man, this is what it is, and they decide that they don't want to listen. But the mom be like, no, babe, let them, no honey, no, that's my child. that's my child. So yeah, if you're a parent, you know what I'm saying. If you're not a parent, then you don't know. Or if you're young and you're still going through your stuff, take some time out. For one, let me get in my car because it's kind of hot, cut on AC. But take some time out. Take some time out to oh boy. Take some time out. Put AC on real quick. Take some time out to tell mom thank you. Or your mother thank you. Or even if your mother's gone, tell your aunts. Or your aunts thank you. Because, without them, like I said, without them, where would we be? And if you can tell me that, then I'd love to hear it. I would love to hear it. You know what I mean? So anyway, I figured I'd come on because I was thinking about that, and I saw that picture. So I figured, let me come on, and not only come on, and I'll just say that I'm gonna call her and talk to her a little bit. So, but pick up the phone, call your people, tell them you love them, and that's all I gotta say about that. So anyway, be safe, be blessed, and like I always say, tell somebody you love them, because you never know when they're gonna go. You never know when you're gonna go. Be safe, be blessed. I'm out.